Okay, so it's recording. Okay, guys. So, after a mild break, you found this information, you found this exchange, you found a license plate number, and a corpse.
Yeah.
So
All the things you want to find.
Liz is sort of pacing outside, like, he said he'd call me. It's been, how many minutes now?
Probably been like 5 minutes now.
Yeah, it's been like 5 minutes. It didn't take that long, right? They're fine.
So I'm gonna ring Elizabeth.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, good. What's up?
Hey, so we found some things.
Okay.
Don't come inside.
Why?
Don't.
Why?
Do not.
Why?
I'm not going to tell you. Don't come in here. We'll take some pictures.
I'm gonna come and...
No.
I mean, if you tell... That's just gonna build my curiosity. So if you
We will
tell me,
take
I won't have to come... I'm stepping through
There's
the
a body
door.
in
My
here.
foot is through. It's over the...
Leave.
I did just say.
What
I
do you say?
just said there's a body in here.
Ah. How bad is it?
It's really... I've not seen much worse than this. And I've seen some bad stuff.
Is it like ritual stuff, or is it
Yes.
just Oh, okay.
I mean, it's not. You gathered
Is it
it was,
not?
it was just a brutal murder.
Oh.
It was an
Okay.
axe to the chest, a sledgehammer to the
Oh.
face.
So no right.
I don't know many rituals involved that.
Never mind. No, it's
1,
just,
2 knockout.
it seems to me to be just murder. There's some
Shit. Okay.
occultic stuff happening as well, but
But there is writing on the wall in her blood that sort of tapers towards her saying, "Stop looking."
Okay. What else is in there? Is it just that? No signs of anything?
I can't remember. It's like 10 minutes ago.
There were footprints.
Yeah, there were footprints about size 13
When
to
you say
50.
footprints, how are we seeing these
They're
footprints?
muddy.
And bloody.
Right, so they're footprints of blood.
Yeah.
Right, do they lead out of the room or
No,
into
it's
the
like
room?
signs of. It's like where the struggle was happening.
Right, I see.
Oh, okay.
They go towards the door, but then stop, and then there's no signs of footprints past that.
Well,
You
they
can
would
go
just
under
take
the
their shoes
educated.
off.
You go with the educated assumption they probably cleaned it.
Oh, I see.
Okay. Shit, it's Jess?
Presumably.
I'm gonna go check the other rooms.
Yeah.
How's everyone doing? Are you both okay?
I'm fine.
Okay. How's...
Honestly, he
Isaac?
looks fine, but you know how teens are at repressing their emotions, so
Meanwhile, he's like...
I don't know how he's feeling inside at the minute.
Aha, yes, well... I'm sure his teen mind will surely, deal with that in his own way.
What are you referring to?
I don't know. He's talking like an old man.
Except he's like 22.
Yep. Are you youths always hiding your emotions?
Says the military man.
That's the military. Okay. Alright, have you touched anything?
I've not touched anything,
Okay.
but despite my advice,
Isaac.
Isaac
Mm.
has taken an entire laptop,
Right. Okay.
but I don't think he touched anything else.
You noted down the license plate note, and you got basically probably a picture of the message exchange.
Okay. Yeah, we need to call people about that then.
Yeah, I would like to call the police as soon as possible.
Mm.
And I would like to make it appear as if we didn't enter the building, we just saw the door open.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So I'm gonna head into the room opposite and try to look out that window. Because
That overlooks like field.
Okay.
Well, not field, like town shit, basically.
Right.
Mhm. Okay, yeah, bring everyone out. Is there an office in there as well?
What's that?
There was like a workplace, but from what you could see in there, it was
No.
like
Yeah.
graphics design stuff. There was a cabinet with like these strange like action figure looking things and comic
It's,
books
Yeah.
in
Yes.
sleeves.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
from what we've gathered, Jack was not here.
Yes.
He wasn't
You
here.
don't think Jack was here?
No.
It
The
was...
two descriptions of the people do not resemble Jack at all.
Okay.
No.
He's blonde for one,
Yeah.
so
the room I'm in, what's in here?
It's an essentially barren spare bedroom.
Okay. The bathroom. What's there?
So, sort of cooled down a bit now. It's essentially just a bathroom. It looks like a bath had been run, and then that happened, perhaps. Seemingly, you don't know. And then, yeah, there's nothing much else to note.
That's strange.
Okay. Right, we need to
Maybe
get everyone out. We need to come up with a story.
you said
doesn't.
it was cleaned, the footprints.
Yes.
The story is easy. We're going to do an anonymous tip. We're just going to be the concerned neighbour that saw someone's door left open.
I think maybe
That's all we're going to do. We're
I
just
think
gonna call
maybe
about that and we're going to leave.
the killers run the bath.
You think?
Yeah. Because they might need the water to clean stuff.
No. I don't
There'd
think
still
so.
be blood in the water.
There would be blood in the water. I think that the bath was run by Jess, and that's a testament to how closely we've just missed these guys.
But it doesn't make sense.
It does make sense. Why would it not make sense?
She was having a bath, or she'd be
She was
ready
about to have a bath.
before her boyfriend came round.
Yeah, but that was an hour ago.
No, he messaged an hour ago.
Yeah, so she got in the bath half an hour ago. Or she at least ran it. And never had the chance to get in it. Because she still had her clothes on.
Yeah.
So she
As you
ran
know,
it.
I'm gonna flat out say, this is me just not researching how long it would take a bath to get cool.
Okay. So
It
yeah.
was just supposed to be there for mood.
Alright, yeah.
So
Anonymous tip it.
out of game,
Where
just so you
do
know.
you wanna
No,
go?
I know.
Do you wanna-
It's okay, they do stuff like this.
Stash all this shit in my place? Or
Wherever makes it easier for Charlie to run a number plate.
you can do that from his car as we're
I
driving.
mean, you do have contacts in the military.
I do have contacts in the military. Do I know anybody that has access to that kind of record?
Probably.
Right. Who?
We could say like an old army buddy, probably someone who was in your chain of command who trained you back in boot camp.
Excellent.
Can know people. Like, you don't know how long it takes for it to get back to you. I'd need to roll that on the side, but you could ask them to run that.
Excellent. I'm going to suggest that we go back to my place.
Your place?
My place.
Why?
Because I need to make some calls.
You can't
And
make that from anywhere?
Well, I can, but people might want to come to me
Oh,
to
okay.
give me information.
In town?
Possibly.
Oh, okay.
Also, I have resupply and more weapons.
If you want a weapon,
Do you want a gun?
Not particularly. I mean,
I'm kidding.
So, are you going back? So, do you call the police, give them an anonymous tip?
because my idea
we just
was.
go, oh yeah, we saw this store was left open.
Something might be wrong.
Mm.
Yeah.
But is there any phone boxes?
No.
Just
This is a
tell them-
shithole
tell
part of
them-
town.
two guys. Like, they saw two guys walk
Nope.
into it and they didn't recognize it.
Not even that. Just
Really?
say
Okay.
that door's been open for a long time. It's someone's front door. That's suspicious.
Mm.
You don't
Okay.
need to.
Okay, okay.
It's
Yes, so you
not an emergency.
you
Yeah,
do
I've
so.
Never.
Then where are you heading to? Your place?
Because we could go to your place, but I've got a bunch of, like,
Oh, we'll
shit
get to
we
yours
could
then.
use for
Actually,
detective
just
things if
just
you want.
just to clarify, the doorway to the house that was knocked in, right?
It was open.
Okay.
So she she opened the door.
But why would she do that?
Yeah, she did know the people were outside.
Yeah, she knew the people were outside. She'd been watching them, and if they were armed and they decided then to stroll over to the door, why would she open the door?
The door wasn't forced.
No, it was open.
That's bad. So either Jack was here, they picked the door open, in which case
Unless she left it unlocked.
Or unless...
Would you leave the door
No.
unlocked if you were sure that people were outside?
But what if they were waiting for Jack and then
That's
used him
possible.
as some kind of hostage?
It's possible, but unlikely. I don't know, maybe. Or we'll have to see.
Well, it would explain why Jack's not here.
No one's. What? Why?
Well,
What do you mean?
because he would have gone here before then, right? Because he wasn't that far away, surely.
Well, I don't think Jack was here at all. I think Jack is
Okay.
most likely either sharing a similar fate as Jess, or is wherever their base of operations is.
It makes it hard.
But why would she open the door if not to Jack?
That's what I'm concerned about. I don't know.
Can we check the lock? Is there any, like, scratch marks, like, around it?
I think we've already left at this point.
I could say that you could have this conversation a bit before you call it. You can check, though
Mhm.
it just looks like you'll notice there isn't a key anywhere. Like, no key's been left in the door, and from what you gather by looking around, you didn't see any keys in the bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Oh, wait a second.
Would she have had, like, a
no.
spare key outside?
No, think about it. It's all linked to the church.
Oh,
Her father works at the church,
yeah.
so it's possible that the... Alright, so I just started skimming through my notebook. From your research, which you told us about earlier, from the spiral stuff,
Yeah.
you said that your university lecturer specified the spiral was linked to religion.
Yes, yeah. It's a
We also know that Jessica's family has ties into religion, and we know that whatever is going on is all like connected to the religion side.
Oh,
So,
yeah. I
if-
found a report, by the way.
What was that?
So there's a chain of newspaper articles by Dan Wells. One person every year for the past 5 years about this time have gone missing,
What?
and they're all from the same church.
And
No, they're not.
I
No.
swear you said
Only the most recent person was connected to it. The rest have been randoms.
Oh, okay.
But the church did come out and try and...
They came up for support.
Yeah.
One of the members of the church, a Mrs Scarlet Ward.
Oh, Mrs. S.
Out.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. What type of church is it?
It's a
So is it
fundamentalist Christian church.
Okay.
You all would have heard of it. It's there was a recent, well, not very recent, there was a scandal a couple of years ago where some like swanky sort of college graduate of some kind, lots of money in their family, decided when they moved to Arkham to study at Miskatonic, they'd sort of make a statement to the church. They built this house outside of it, painted it entirely in the LGBT flag,
All right.
and they burnt it down.
Oh, fuck, really?
Oh wow.
Oh my god.
Well, it wasn't the church, it was like two members of the church
Ah, okay.
did it in retaliation, and they were
So-
both arrested.
What's the other church? Because there are
Wait,
two.
two-
Is
There's
there-
two.
Is it like a Baptist church?
Yeah, basically, yeah. The other's just a Baptist church.
Okay.
It's average. People go on Sundays.
Okay.
This one's just more fundamentalist.
Yeah.
So,
The book we found, the
Yes.
Owen Ratio,
Yeah.
that has apparently been recently being brought by high class collectors.
It's been talked about in the Arkham
Yeah.
book circle, basically.
Mm.
Oh, here's some people have this rare book.
Yeah.
I suspect that might be this Ben who had this book.
Mm.
And that's why he went to go and speak to Ben in order to acquire this book.
Mm.
So
I'm just trying to think, if it's rare, how did
How
Jack get his hands on it? 'Cause
via
he-
Ben. Ben had it initially, and he went to go talk to this voodoo Ben, and that's how he got the book.
Maybe.
We need to go see Ben.
We need to go see Ben, but we also need to look into what the actual
But if
book's
we're-
content is. And we also need to find out what the hell this religious group is doing.
I also seem to have like 2 laptops to go through, so you're gonna have to give me some time on that.
I just open my bag and give you another laptop.
Okay.
Well, you only have 2
If
laptops.
Father's
That
part of
laptop's
this
already
church,
unlocked
though,
though, so it should be easier.
how far do you think the church is involved? Because that was his daughter. Would he really let them tell his daughter to silence things? Because cultists can be insane, but rarely that insane. Like, that's extreme cultism.
I don't know. Jack was pretty normal before we found him scrying blood on the walls.
Yeah, that happens.
So if you're like the head of whatever that is, I suspect. We've already been told to avoid his father. Or Jess's father. So I suspect there's definitely something going on.
It still doesn't quite add up. Because even if that was the thing, why would he have a key necessarily?
If you're a heavily religious figure, letting your child go live somewhere on your own, I can see it being a possibility that you might make sure that you have access to that home.
Yeah.
The other thing, which doesn't make sense, is why Jessica? What significance did she have?
Do you think it was a warning for Jack?
Yes. I think perhaps the message wasn't for us, it was for Jack.
Yeah.
Maybe Jack is still out there, and he is hiding from this church.
There's a good chance maybe Jack knows too much and he was going to tell Jessica.
Or
that they
Jack is looking for something in particular, and whatever that thing is, the church are trying to dissuade him from looking by doing this.
Do you think they're linked to this spiral shenanigans?
I think that's almost certain,
Okay.
considering that Jack was trying to find this religious figure, Mrs. S.
Miss S.
Well, was he trying to find her, or was he?
Yes. It was on his notes.
Well, he had her
just being
address.
careful?
Yeah.
Ben said, "Be careful."
Mm.
So Ben pointed.
We need to go talk to
Him.
Ben.
Are these the churches? Are they Christian churches?
They are a Christian church.
Are they open access? So are they like?
Yep.
Sunday
You can
walk
just
in?
go. We can just go in.
Might be worth.
They have
going
sermons
and
basically
checking
every
out.
day.
Yeah, that might be worth going to do.
What about you?
She goes like that and pulls out like a little cross necklace.
Okay. You and Aiden go to the church.
Mhm.
And then me and Charlie, we can go find this voodoo Ben.
So, Jack had these bouts of talking about the spirals, right?
Yes.
It was like excited, like
Yeah, it was
conversation
almost
about
like
theories.
Yeah, it was almost like he found something, or he was making progress.
Or perhaps he was looking for something.
Maybe.
Whatever this thing is they're telling him to not look for.
When?
That was a
these
week
bouts?
ago. Today. A week ago today.
If you
Were
find
there
things
more
like
before
this,
that?
Like they happened basically throughout. Like whenever he started asking you about occult situations, they'd happen every now and again.
Yeah.
It'd be like, what about this and this and this? Maybe this and this and this and such and such.
so there was something he knew that wasn't really.
But
being
then
told.
something happened a week ago which changed things.
Yeah.
Maybe he got an actual lead. Maybe it was this Voodoo Ben person contacted him and he managed to get the book. And then maybe the reason why his study time went down is because he was dedicating his time to translating this book.
Okay.
And then whatever this book has in it, maybe that leads to something or gives some kind of information.
I just want to make sure that we're all sort of on the same page here. Someone's died over this already, and it's might as well have been confirmed that they have been killed for the things that we're now looking into. So everyone gets that they're at risk now if we keep looking into this.
Aiden just sort of nods and just cocks his gun.
I love your enthusiasm.
We're in a car, please don't do that.
Yeah, this is my car. Can you not do
But
that?
if this is like extremist levels of cultism, which I hope it's not,
It is.
it probably is. It is dangerous. I'm giving you all fair warning.
If it wasn't for Jack, I wouldn't be where I am now. We're gonna go find him. One way or another.
Okay.
Okay. So the plan is, you two are going to be going to the church, the Arkham Community Church, and you two are going to go and find Voodoo Ben. You know, there's on the north outskirts.
Yep.
You might have to go to the Hall of Records to actually find it. So could you make me a library use quickly?
We have Ben's laptop.
You don't have Ben's laptop. You have
No, Ben's
Jack's.
laptop. We have Jack's laptop. But
It's
will that...
currently out of charge.
No, it has charge.
No, it
It
had
failed.
It had charge when he tried to open it. Then it
right,
ran out of
I missed that.
charge.
Can we stop off at mine first? I want to drop these books, so I'm not taking literal
93.
whole tomes into a...
Can I help?
Takes you.
Can I help?
You can help with your help. You can push the roll.
Yeah.
So make
Okay.
it.
43.
That's
a
success.
success.
So you find, looking into like houses and land owned on the outskirts of town, you find there's a small house built in the 70s. It's currently owned by a man named Benjamin Voodoo Ben Walters.
Oh, damn.
As well as that, while searching for this, you find out that a large swath of land was bought 5 years ago by a rich eccentric who has reportedly built his manor house there. His name is Marshal Koresh.
I'd like to think that Charlie was started doing the analytical site. We need to search by bees, and I just did control their food. Oh, there's one result.
But yes, so a large swath of land was bought 5 years ago by a rich eccentric.
Text me, my phone's
His
on
name is
vibrate, I'm
Marshal
really
Koresh. Apparently his manor house is there. And along with this, you find that he recently had a lawsuit with a neighbouring landowner of a lumberyard who apparently heard strange sounds from Marshall's property.
Wait, so Marshall is Voodoo Ben?
No, Marshall
No.
is... As you were searching for houses on the outskirts of town, like this sort of like area, you found two. One, the small house that Benjamin Voodoo Ben Walters owns, and there was a second one, sort of close-ish, a large swath of land that was bought 5 years ago by a rich eccentric by the name of Marshal Koresh. That's all you find about like the local area, but you do have Voodoo Ben's location, though.
Okay, well, I'll give that over there.
You two begin to go to Voodoo Ben. Have you called? Did you call up your contacts and say, "I've got a license plate I'd like to run up"?
Yes, I'd like to. Yeah, I'd like to.
You
ring,
do that while I put books in the house.
I'd like to ring old Steve-O,
Yeah.
who's good with these kind of things.
Steve.
Big Steve.
Okay.
He goes,
His last name is Oswald, so we call him
Stephen Oswald. He you give him the information. He calls you back maybe half an hour later.
As we're driving, I presume.
Yeah, as you're driving, with the result. The license plate is owned by one.
I assume Elizabeth is driving.
Yes.
I don't know how to fucking drive.
Well, no, I just assume you have hands free.
You're in
Sam.
America.
Oh,
you do.
yes.
She's
One
Yeah.
Damien Price. He is a member of the Arkham City Police Force.
Lily, you realise that there are
Apparently
hardly
lives
any
with his
buses in
brother
America,
Eric.
right?
They moved
There's,
to
like,
Arkham about
cross-state
5 years
ones, and
ago.
that's about it.
Really?
Yeah, everyone learns to drive.
Guys?
in America. By the age of 14.
Guys, so he
Key
ran.
information you should have been listening.
He
Yeah.
ran the numbers,
Yeah.
the license plate.
Yeah.
It's owned by Damien Price, a
Oh, that's a
Fine.
shithead name.
A
to
mem-
say.
a
It's
member
not.
of the Arkham City Police Force
Oh, shit.
who moved to the town about 5 years ago.
Oh, wait, when was the last murder?
Well, they
Production
started
for-
about 5 years ago.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, a lot of people
also,
that
like,
we've been
weird.
looking into seem to have shown up 5 years ago.
Yeah, it's like some weird.
It's almost
thing.
like it's a moving cult.
Oh boy, they're the
Oh.
worst kind.
They roam in bands, in nomadic tribes.
Oh no.
But-
So yeah, I ask Elizabeth to text that information to the rest of the team.
So what we'll do is we'll do the scene at the church, we'll do the scene with Voodoo Ben, and we'll stop there. Okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Stop.
No, but there's like
Touch my things.
stuff that'll happen. And I have a cliffhanger to end on.
I want to search for what's that?
Huh?
Just send him and stay in the library.
No.
Oh.
Okay.
So, you people...
Oh, just to mention, we
I
stop
hope
off at
It's okay.
Elizabeth's house to drop off the 2
Yeah,
books.
that's fine.
Yeah, I'm dropping off the tomes.
So you go to the Arkham Community Church. It's here somewhere. A gated building surrounded by grass and trees plump with apples. Idyllic looking almost. It's idyllic looking almost. Painted with white and framed in a calming brown. In the summer, it must be beautiful.
Oh.
Next to it, though, on the opposite road, is a burnt out and demolished building. Its remains of the simple wooden house, painted with the rainbow colours of the LGBT flag.
Oh.
Though the colours, which once were probably a bit of an eyesore of how brightly they were painted, are faded and blackened. It looms a broken shell, half slumped in on itself, as if it had been half crippled by a hammer.
Oh.
By a hammer. Suspicious. Wait, oh, hang on a second.
It's a metaphor.
No,
It's a
no,
metaphor.
no, but I just realised, because I thought hammer, then I thought people were there, I thought, you said 2 people destroyed this house, didn't you?
Yes.
Yes, did you not?
No, but my point
I
is...
mentioned that earlier.
Oh.
Well, no, I went 2 people,
Yeah.
eh?
No, but yeah, I just got to that conclusion. It's just, maybe the 2 people who burnt this down is the same 2 people who also work for the police force and also have committed a big murder.
Big bad. But the people who burn the things are members of the church.
Yeah. So I'm
Yes, well, these
suspecting,
might also
so are
be-
these guys.
Okay. Cool.
So you come here as... I would like to roll something.
Are we
Men's
trying
church
to,
might
are we trying to
stop you.
snoop?
In luck.
No, we don't need to snoop. It's a church. It's a
In-
place of God.
In
Sorry.
luck, a service is in fact in session. You follow the signage to the main hall. Many pews run down to the podium where a tall, stocky man in his 50s is speaking into a microphone. "This town is corrupted," he declares loudly. "Infested with fags, with niggers, with men and women destined to burn." The infused crowd nods in agreement.
Hallelujah.
Some cheering.
Just quickly, does this man match any descriptions that we've so far been given?
No. It don't.
No.
You're not having your case study yet.
No.
As the preacher continues
It
his
was
speech,
sarcastic. It was.
Mhm.
as the preacher continues his speech,
Mm.
you two notice a woman dressed in a side-cut red dress, smooth brown hair running to the middle of her back. She looks a tad more than bored, as if she had to handle any more seconds of this, she'd throw herself off a cliff. "As you know, in the past few days, retribution has been coming to the sinners. The lovely lady staying with me and my family, as you know, is a true servant of God." He motions to the woman, who immediately peeks up, smiling. You can even tell from here it's fake, but they don't see that. She nods at them. "Recently, a man who investigates devil worship, who our dear Scarlet tried to convert to the true way, was seduced into darkness and has ran from his home." There is a silence among the people, an edge of fear. "I say good riddance," he cries, and the people cheer. "Let him burn with the fags," they cheer again. "The niggers, the Jews and the whores," they cheer at each term. This continues for some 5 minutes before the church dies down.
This is just a hate church.
I love church. It's like such drama. Should have seen it back in my hometown.
So you sort of came in at the beginning of the sermon and sat yourself down.
Mm.
The woman noticed you.
Mm-hmm.
Would you do anything with her? This is Ms Scarlet, and if you are correct, this is Miss S.
Ah.
Right. Oh yeah. So is she going anywhere, or is she just sat there?
She's, as the service dies down, people are talking to each other. A couple of people came to talk, and you sort of, haha, I'm new here, and you brush them off.
The Lord is my shepherd.
She doesn't approach you, but she eyes you every now and then.
So
Is it kind of like we look at each other and it's like, yeah.
I walk up to her.
Oh, okay.
Hey there. And she sort of smiles.
I smile. I'm not.
Polite and modest.
I'm
Polite
not-
and modest.
What?
Polite and modest.
Sorry, are you? What was her name? Miss Scarlet?
This is a citizen arrest.
She smiles. My name is, when I get her name up, because it's at the back.
No, because I'm asking her if she is the woman that we've heard about, Miss Scarlet.
Miss S.
Miss S.
She goes, Ben brought you here, didn't he?
Maybe.
Tends to be the way. Yes, I am. Are you behind?
I imagine she'd be next to me.
I'll be honest, she kind of just was like, what the fuck? Okay, and then she's kind of sort of stayed to the side to see her reaction.
Alright. I see.
She's got like one of those shitty little Christian leaflets there in the back of the chair looking
Listen, happens every time. Any kid who wants to come here talking about the occult, please come and see me when there's not a service in session. Please. I can take you to my room. Come on.
Absolutely. I would like to mention that my gun is in my boot.
Okay.
Your car boot, your boot boot.
No, my boot.
Oh.
Like,
Nowhere else I can put it, because I'm wearing military fatigue.
she's like holding the thing like that, and she's looking at you like, where the fuck are you going? I don't want to be in a weird I will just go and confess.
She waves over to the pastor, says, I'm going back to the house. 2 new servants of God trying to tell them about our lovely community. She says, as she turns, she sort of scowls at the man and continues on.
Okay.
She leaves with you two following. So, I swear,
Oh, okay,
every
I'm
time,
coming too.
it's... Honestly, people like that are the worst. Anyway, to my house. He takes you, well, our house. Takes her to the house where the pastor would live. Takes you to... Leads you... do you follow her inside?
Yes.
Yes?
Okay. Yeah,
She
I'll
takes
follow the
you-
big fucking
Oh,
boss
I'm
guy.
very aware of my surroundings at the minute. Because I'm wary that I'm going to get jumped by the 2 guys, possibly.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yes.
Yes. A question. Would you have charged the laptop at all while you were, like, waiting around at the houses? Could you make me another, roll? For computer use.
17.
Okay.
That's a hard success.
So, you probably get messages, I assume, as you're sending information to each other. You get these messages as the service is going on. I apologise, I have to do some, like, things here because it's important information. So you find, in there, is a digital transcription attempted of the book.
Oh,
read that.
the
Yes.
album ratio.
And there's a journal entry. The information is thus. Jack begins his investigations into the occult in 2017. In early 2018, he learns of a man who is knowledgeable called Voodoo Ben. He talks to Voodoo Ben about various matters concerning the occult, but for nigh on a year, nothing much is gleaned. Eventually, in 2019, getting towards October, he gets into contact with a woman called Miss S through Ben, though Ben says to be wary. Eventually, after many meetings with Miss S, she takes him to her and her associate's meeting place. He is blindfolded and taken there. There he meets some of the members of her group, Mr. M, Mr. E, and Mr. D. Mr. M seems to be the leader, a tall man dressed in a black suit with a clean face. He always seems to be scowling, Jack notes. They task him to translate one of their books, and he is led away. He recalls their building might be isolated. He mentions a man called Damien, who he believes could have knowledge about the occult. He lives with his brother on Hill Lane. Ben said I should not mess with him, so he definitely has something to do with the occult. I should be wary of his brother, though apparently he's almost as strong as a gorilla or Arnie.
Oh.
You get that. I also have some transcribed of his last diary entries.
Okay.
So there was an attempted translation of the book.
Yes.
I reckon Ben's the muscly guy she described.
Ben.
Yeah, well, whoever he
Eric.
just described is
Eric.
super buff. Oh, Eric.
His
Not
brother.
Wait, what?
Huh? His brother.
Oh.
Ben said to be wary of them.
Yes, it's not Ben.
Wait, so who's the muscly guy?
It's Damien's brother,
Okay.
Who's Damien?
The
police
Mr.
officer.
D.
Mr. D.
Yeah.
So the attempted transcription,
Yes.
that's the spiral book.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
It's meant to be a digital transcription from his notes.
What is the last edited date in the metadata?
It would be probably like 2 weeks ago.
So that would
3
be
weeks.
in the 9th.
Yeah. Again, not exactly 2 weeks ago, probably like the 10th or the 11th.
Okay.
Okay, fuck. Wow.
Oh, probably on.
There you go. This is his laptop.
Yes.
Wait, so Charlie,
Hmm?
if that's correct, then we're looking at the two brothers for the killers, Eric and
Damien.
Damien. Those are the two people who killed.
So if we see if you can find a picture of Damien, does he have like a circle goatee?
Wait,
Relatively
Well,
large.
he'll be on the police records. He'll be able to just find them.
Yeah.
online.
You'll just find
yeah, there
names
should
of
be
him.
data on that. So do we have his full name? Damien?
Just
Damien Price.
Damien Price. Yeah.
In
He's
which
been a
case...
resident for 5 years.
We can go. We can easily.
Wait, that's the one that's on the hill next to Voodoo? Ben, right?
No. He
No,
lives on
no,
Hill
no.
Lane.
Yeah.
Voodoo Ben lives in the outskirts of town.
Yeah, the one who next to him is Marshall.
Oh, Marshall.
Just go to the
We
police
can check the phone books to find their address if we need it, or
We'll go to the Hall of Records.
to the
I'll
Hall of
have a
Records.
bunch of
Is there not
useful-
like a local website?
Actually,
where
we
you have,
should-
like, the pictures of the police force?
Let's Google it.
We
I mean-
should be there, shouldn't we? The Hall of
Well,
Records?
Yeah, we
Or
are at the Hall of Records.
Yeah. Yeah, I could assume so.
I'm not, do we
Well,
really need to look into it that much? Because if we know who they are, what are we going to glean from anything further?
Well, it might not be him. We've got descriptions of them. What if Damien turns out to be like some really tall, buff, blonde guy?
I'm going to bet that of the cult, with the letter, like the thing, there's not another coincidental brother which happens to have the first initial letter.
Well, yeah, but there are plenty of people who are part of a church that have brothers.
Actually, what's the population of Arkham?
About 20,000, 30,000 maybe.
Alright.
Average for like
And
a
plus-
small American
An
town.
assumption's not anything that we could act on if we were going to take this anywhere other than us.
Fine.
Yes.
I'm sorry. I'm just a small voice of reason.
Anyway, so you get that information. Would you have sent that to your fellows?
Yeah, sure.
So yeah, you
The other
two
thing, this
know this.
what's the name of the head of the church?
You would know this. It's quite a known name.
I have a feeling I know it already.
It is
Um,
Millwood Prince.
Ah, yes. Okay.
So now I know that Jack, when he talked to Mrs. S, she
Took
had him
him.
blindfolded.
And taken to their place of meeting.
And it was
Yeah.
literally the members of so this cult that we're dealing with are just the people from the church. So our theory was correct.
hmm
It is the church.
But yes. So anyway, back to the scene with Scarlet. You are taken to her room. She sits down, smiley, sort of friendly. Okay. Avid researchers of the occult, am I correct? Tends to be the case. People who come to me.
I just smile and sort of do a little laugh. Just like,
As is the case. What knowledge do you have beforehand?
I
What have you
mean-
read? Liber Ivonis, Dreams of Unknown Kadaf, any other books of that sort?
I just sort of, I look at, I just sort of glance
I've.
at Elizabeth, just like, take over.
I don't want to be in this situation.
No, I just like, as in like, spout some,
I read the
Stuff.
Nomonomicon.
spout some words.
Yeah, I have a copy of Liber Ivonis. I've
You have a copy.
read it.
Greek, Latin, English?
Latin, but it's only a partial translation.
Well, what have you came here to talk to me about? What do you go to Ben for, anyway? I assume he tried to scam you. He tends to try to do that.
Of course he did.
Was it the dream catchers that can stop the spirits? He tried to get the last kid on that.
Yeah, something like that.
Could you roll me a persuade, please?
Ooh.
Fuck.
I feel like we may have done this the wrong way around.
Perhaps.
Maybe
Why did you go and talk to her? Why did you go into a room? What the fuck?
maybe I should have been talking to this
We
person,
don't
and you
know
should have
enough.
been
What are
going.
you doing? What are we
muscle
trying to
stuff.
gain from this? Ah!
It's okay. This is how you do stuff. That you got to talk to people to find information.
She
Harrison.
studies the
Yeah?
occult. She locks herself in a room and reads
When-
fucking
This
tomes.
isn't a
So
cult
the
lady.
last, this is
Yeah,
the
but we don't know
last
if she's
two
evil
entries
or
in the
not.
diary.
Yes.
Can I check what time this was last edited? 'Cause that's also...
It was probably edited about 2 hours before you
Hearing the voices in my head. I gotta know.
got that message.
Can I do a charm instead? Because I've been very.
Can I have the character sheet?
What is
Because
this?
my charm's a little bit higher.
The
and I
last
have been
two
trying to
journal
get that charm.
entries from Jack. Note the date of that last one. That was last.
What?
That was last edited 2 hours before I got sent my message.
Oh shit. Okay.
In fact, I'd have to say fast talk.
Okay.
It's 5% for you.
Oh, you knob.
No, but I didn't. I forgot fast talk was a skill,
Oh.
and that would be the more applicable one because you're trying to brush it off. No.
No, that's 61.
I see. Listen, you're the friends of Jack, aren't you? You managed to get the trail back to here. Listen, I'm worried about the kid. I'm absolutely fucking terrified. He's in too deep. He did some stupid shit in his research, something about spirals. I don't know.
I was hoping you might know about the spirals.
I absolutely no idea. I know my bits and pieces. I don't know anything about his mad theories.
But you know what he was looking into.
A bit. We had this book that we couldn't have translated. None of us in our little circle know Latin. He did, so we gave it to him to translate.
Would I know how well he knows Latin?
You know he's nigh on fluent in it.
Oh, fuck. Okay.
He probably helped you learn it.
Yeah, okay, shit.
Listen, if there's anywhere to look, here, she writes out an address. Here's a friend of mine. It's a house of 23 Hill Lane. Go meet with him. He's another member of our little circle. He'd help you.
Before...
Could both of you also roll me a spot hidden?
Oh, okay. And can
She's holding a gun.
I... What would I do to check if she's sort of trying to, like, distract us from something else or just push us on? Or would I roll to check if
I
she's being,
guess
like,
psychology.
malicious? Okay, well, I'll do a spot hidden
I
first.
failed the spell.
That's 12. I succeed the spot hidden.
You spot.
And... Oh, I fucking failed the psychology
You
roll.
spot some letters on the far side of the room on a desk that have been written but not sealed. You also spot underneath the bed is a book sort of poking out and an attached diagram of some sort.
It's just a spiral. It's like,
I
see.
yes.
Does it look like stuff that's been hidden? Or...
No, I'd say you could probably see the diagram enough to get a good mental image of it, and I can give you that at least.
And do I catch the title of the book?
No.
Okay. Do any of the symbols look? Do any?
They mean nothing to you.
Okay.
Isn't that middle one like a common thing?
Might do. That would be a Cthulhu Mythos. Could you roll me Cthulhu Mythos? Because you have that skill.
Can I? Oh fuck! I do.
Roll
Shit!
Cthulhu
I'm
Mythos.
not gonna succeed at all.
Because that's a protection, isn't it?
The 65.
No,
I don't
you have no
fucking
clue.
get that.
Shit.
That's my.
But yeah,
missile.
so you spot those things. She's like,
Do I have Cthulhu Mythos?
listen,
Follow.
if you want to find anything about him, go to meet my friend over here. He was the one who was last in contact with him. I think it was on the 15th or 16th. They talked about something, and then he disappeared. You have to go to him.
Just before we go on this potential goose chase, because we've literally just met you and our friend's gone missing,
Yes,
and you have confirmed that you've been working with him.
yes.
what is your group? Who are you? What have you been working on? How have you come into contact with him? And why him?
I thought Ben would have told you.
And we haven't spoken to Ben, to be honest with you.
Oh, really? I could never tell. Listen.
But some of our friends are going to speak to Ben.
I see.
We're sketched about him.
Yes, I understand. We are an organization looking into the occult. We find tomes, we read them, we learn about such things. We try and find the hidden stuff, the stuff that they don't teach in school. He was brought to us by Ben, for we had contacted Ben, because he is the most knowledgeable person of the occult in this town. So we thought there are some people in the university, even, who are better than him. He's just a bit of a scam artist, to be honest, but he knows enough little bits and pieces. So we've sort of been using Ben as a midway point. People who can find Ben can find us. That's it. Call us occult study buddies.
Do you know anything about Jack's mental state as of late?
As of late?
As
no.
of very late.
Very late? No. Haven't heard of him in ages.
Because we went to his flat and we found some frankly disturbing things.
Cool, while he's distracting her with that, I'm gonna glance over at the letters again. Can I see their contents?
Could you roll me a stealth?
Oh, okay. Don't fuck me, please. That is a 29. That's a
success.
That's a success. That's what
You get a look at them.
Jeez.
Here you go.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
In the
Do you want me
meantime,
to read it out?
what's she saying to me?
Yes, if you'd like to read it out. 'Cause
Oh, go do the
Scarlet.
voice.
Oh, it's Scarlet.
Oh, no, not Scarlet.
Not Scarlet.
Marshall, there are no eligible children amongst these people. As would be expected of such simple-minded bigots, their offspring don't particularly reek of innocence. That Jessica girl might have been a good plan had Damien not acted so swiftly. Can't blame him though, she could have been a big problem if she started snooping. We'll have to hope we can find someone at the mall. Not a good idea to be asking the gate master for something that we can just do ourselves.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Who could have told you that these are the bad people?
Oh, shit.
Yes,
Who would
what?
have
Did you come into a
thought? Me
group
and Charlie.
talk to
Me
her?
and Charlie
Because
both.
I
have a gun!
That doesn't fucking matter. You can have a gun, but now she knows that we're onto them.
I mean,
Why
she does-
would you do that?
You rolled a stealth. Actually, no, you didn't. You just told them everything. Because that was.
Why?
What were you doing?
Why? Why?
Talking to them is fine. Telling them
Why?
our plans and then also where we're going is not a good idea.
I didn't say fucking anything.
Anyway. So,
Just shoot them.
Yeah,
So we
surprise
got
the
and shoots them in the face. I
No,
was
it's
like,
okay.
So- you fellows, you read that.
Mhm.
Probably doesn't bode well.
No.
Is there any way that you can tell me that this woman is not on our side?
Use mind link.
No.
doing a sensing check.
I fucking don't.
Okay. She'll just kind of come back in, and she's kind of been nervous this whole time. You see her like visibly relax, and give you like a completely flat-panned, composed look, which is
Yeah.
kind of out of place.
Yeah, that's what essentially occult study buddy is. If
I
you could,
see.
if you could help find him, great.
I need to say something clever to trip her up. I don't know what it is because I'm not clever.
Roll an idea.
Can I
Oh,
roll
yeah.
an idea
Oh,
to
shit.
see if I can think of something that would maybe get her to trip up and maybe infer that she's actually involved in the murder and stuff like that.
No, don't
No.
mention anything
No, I
about the
wouldn't.
murder.
I know, I'm not going to mention
Don't
it. I'm going to see if I
insinuate
can
it.
say something that might trip her up.
What were you trying to get out of the book?
Out of the book.
Yes.
Well, we didn't really know what it was about. Anything. All we had was the name.
I've been
His
told
research
that it's
was-
a fairly popular one though, around the like.
Yeah, we
it's
tried to find
house.
someone else who could translate it, but there was no one in our circle or any nearby circles who could do it. That's how the word got out.
I see. So among the occult, there was no one who could speak Latin?
As fluent enough to translate the book.
Okay.
It's a very old and
Complex language.
yes.
I have an idea for something you could say, Sam, but it has a 50% chance to backfire.
Okay.
So,
How much
you
luck do you
could
have?
say, you could mention, like she said, I hope you guys can find Jack, and if you could tell us, we're like, yeah, we'll definitely tell you if you find him. Show him about Jess though, and then depending on what she says, she might she can play smart and be like, "What do you mean, Jess?" And if she says, "Yeah, I know it feels bad," then it's like, "How did you know?" Because that's not public knowledge. But if she says, "How do you know it's not public knowledge?" You can try and bullshit out of that. But there is one problem. She has 2 people on the police force. So if they're trying to keep it down low, that could be an issue. That's the 50% chance to backfire. So, go for it if you want.
Oh, God, man. Right. So I'm basically like... So yeah, I'm just going to be like... Right, I suppose we should probably get going then.
Seems to be the way. Do tell me if anything happens.
I will. It's a shame about Jess, though.
Yes. That was Jack's partner, wasn't it? What happened to her? Is she okay?
Oh, no, we just heard something on the grapevine.
What was that?
I don't know, just heard that something bad had happened. I don't know if you knew anything about that.
Oh, not very good at all. Something dangerous might have happened. Let's hope she's okay.
Can I roll a psychology check? Because there's not really an insight.
Yeah.
Okay.
That is.
What is that?
Can I roll
It's a 30.
Can I roll a psychology
You
as
can.
well?
37.
You can if you want.
How much would I have to... Charlie, 37 lowered down to 20.
Never mind.
17.
17.
17 luck points.
I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna expend 17 luck points. So it's a success. So the psychology check's a success. Does she know? And does she know that he knows that she
Wait.
knows?
33.
Because I'm kind of just sort of... I'm kind of suspicious of her, but I don't have, like... Because you've seen the letter.
Yeah.
I don't know that
I have seen
she's
the letter.
definitely, like...
At this,
She's
you look at her,
she's
and
involved
do you
with
look at
Amy.
her in a way that you think, yes, she is fucking evil?
No, I look at her in a way to just because this entire time I haven't really been immediately trusting, but it's not been hostile.
Yeah.
I'm just kind of looking at her face and seeing like if I can spot micro expressions, like a small curl or like a little twinkle.
She literally went, it'd be a shame if something dangerous happened to her.
She's fucking evil. She fucking knows.
She looks at you, she says, fuck it. Kill him! And she points at you, and I need to roll.
Wait, at me?
And
I'm not him. I'm insulted.
no,
Cool, I immediately draw my gun.
Can I?
we will be leaving it at this. Well, I would like you to roll me something.
Dodge bullet.
No. I would like you to roll me, I believe, your power to resist her.
She got fucking magic.
she's
I'm gonna
got
kill her and
mind
I'm gonna steal her
control.
shit. What's that?
It's 22.
22. And yep. That's a hard pass.
Let's find out, because I don't really.
But
I
you
need
see,
to.
Lydia, that doesn't beat my
17. Fuck. That's pretty good. Fuck, that would have been my hard pass, not my like critical success little pass thing.
Extreme.
Extreme.
Oh,
Got a hard pass. Got a hard pass.
look at the bank
It's
sheet.
Giga.
Look at the bank sheet. Bottom left, there's several.
I want to immediately roll out of my chair, grab my gun, and then get...
This is as you're leaving.
Oh, well.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I still do a roll.
So she's like smiling at us as we're going, then she goes, "Oh fuck it."
Well, it's like
In
the
case
most
someone's aiming at me.
unsubtle conversation.
I know. What
You
the
just-
fuck?
You just sort of
We could have
drop,
found more
grab your
things
gun,
out about the
out.
church and like their ideals. I was
I
gonna
am
go into
ready.
like a fucking convention booth and listen in on shit. Oh.
We're not
dear.
implicated in this.
No, I know.
Not our problem.
It's not our problem. Well, I mean, it is our problem now, because if they die, they know where we're going, too.
Yeah. Can you at least text us before you die?
Yeah.
Well, we didn't tell them that
You
you were
did.
going to see.
You did.
You did.
I did tell them that.
Why?
Because I didn't know that. I literally.
Why would you follow the crazy woman that we've been told is dangerous and should look out for into a back room?
We never told them.
Yes!
Yeah, we
You were the one that found the spreadsheet.
Oh, yeah.
Also, I'm pretty confident I told everyone that I thought these guys were the evil cult people
Yeah.
who killed
So-
No, I thought the
So
church was
okay,
evil.
okay.
She is with the church.
She's with the church.
She points at you,
Mhm.
gives this command, and you feel something almost like the shadow grasping your mind, trying to
Mhm.
blacken your sight. And for a second, you can only think of hitting and stopping Aiden.
Mhm.
Oh.
At the
That's a command
That's a
to
Friday
you.
morning.
Yeah, it was.
Yes.
It's a magic.
at the notice that that it doesn't work, she slams the door.
Behind us.
Yes, and we leave it at that.
As in, she's trapping us in the room or trapping
No,
us
No,
outside.
No,
locking
yeah.
you out.
Yeah, no.
She go- I need to talk to everyone. Let's go.
I need to kick the door down.
No, you don't need to kick the door down. We need to fucking go. I need to tell all of you some shit. I hope you're superstitious as fuck.
Why?
Why? Because this is cult shit.
Yeah, we're
I
aware.
gotta tell you about magic.
We're well aware that is cult shit.
Yeah, but they don't know it's cult. He just saw her fucking point at her. And then slammed the door.
So that's where we leave off.